Hey, good morning. It's Thursday. We're most of the way through another week. So one of the joys of my job is I'm always getting people getting a hold of me. Sometimes they're people that I've worked with a few years ago, and sometimes it's just people that have seen some of the work that we've been doing and they want to get a hold of us and be able to share their story with other people. And that's always really interesting. And really, stories are incredibly powerful. And so all we're going to do this morning is listen to a story from a young woman that got a hold of me a couple of months ago. And we talked about how she wanted to do this, and she actually created a video, which is really good. Her Instagram tag is capable.youth, so you can follow her on Instagram. And her name is Mikayla. So I'm just going to share that screen with you. And this always challenges me. You guys are used to that by now. And we'll go full screen. And everybody, here is Mikayla.
Right, whenever you're ready.
My name is Mikayla. I'm a 22-year-old mental illness survivor. I started this page as a start to help my dreams and visions become a reality. For more than half of my life, I've battled depression and anxiety. Getting diagnosed as a teenager and continuing to battle as an adult has helped me learn a lot on the way. One of the things I've really learned is the lack of help a person can receive at their lowest point. Stats say that 1 in 5 Canadians will personally experience a mental health problem or illness, although I believe that number to be quite low and be like 3 in 5. Death by suicide is one of the leading causes in both men and women, and that includes 15 to 25-year-olds, which is very scary. I was born in Tampa, Florida, and adopted as a newborn. I'm making this video to raise awareness for mental illnesses in youth. I hope that we're able to come together and speak because it's important to know that you're not alone.
So Mikayla, what would be some of the stigmas surrounding mental health in athletes?
One of the things I was always taught was to just push through it. Just take care of your body, get massages, right? Go to the chiropractor, do all these things to take care of your external self, but you're never really told to take care of your internal self. So I was always just taught to push through it and go out there and take your anger out on the bar, but to never actually go to a counselor, go to somebody that knows what they're talking about rather than telling you to just take it out on the bar.
Were there certain situations that occurred that impacted your mental health either in a positive or negative manner?
Yeah, so when I was obviously adopted, and so growing up I was always one of the only Black people, and definitely growing up in a predominantly white society has been struggling, and I was often bullied because I was different. So that definitely affected me growing up. I also struggled a lot during school. I would often turn to boys as like my addiction rather than like drugs or alcohol. I would often want that support through boys. And my biggest one was when I got pregnant when I was 18. I was in a really bad relationship, and I knew from the beginning he wasn't going to be a part of my life. So that really took a toll on my life, and that was really hard. But at the end of the day, she's still my biggest blessing. So it was really, really awesome to do or have her.
What was the biggest turning point in terms of the severity of your mental illness?
So in 2018, I had a best friend die. He was in BC hitchhiking, and he was hit, and they never found out who hit him. I was also in a relationship with this other guy, and I thought obviously I was naive. I thought he was like the love of my life, and I got my daughter. She was actually calling him daddy, and it was just that I was just so happy that I finally have this family that I always wanted. And then we broke up. And that summer, I had already been struggling with mental health, so I called and had asked to see a counselor, in which they told me it was a 7-person wait, and that I should try going for a walk or exercising to help me. And I just thought that was a really big slap in the face, because I already exercised every single day, and I already went to the gym, and I didn't know what else I could actually do. So after trying to get help, one night I texted my mom and I told her, "Can you take Naya?" And she was like, "Yeah, no problem." And I said, "I need her to be okay, and I need you to take care of her." And then I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I knew that I just didn't want to be in pain anymore. So I don't know. That was the day I was gonna take my life. And anyways, something snapped into me, and I thought, I can't leave my daughter. I cannot leave her for my stupidity without a mother. And so I drove myself to the hospital, and I really don't remember any of what happened, just because of everything going through me. But I do remember spending a week in a psych ward, where I learned a lot of coping skills. But yeah, it was a really tough week. A lot of the time I was just kind of under, just because I had so many things going through me, so they put me on a lot of drugs just to kind of relax me and let me sleep. And I hadn't slept prior to this for probably weeks. Just my mind was constantly racing, so I never got a good night's sleep. So during that week, I really don't know what happened, but I do know that that was kind of the turning point, and that's where I realized that I do need to be here, and I do need to get the help I need to succeed and be a good mother for my daughter.
Did you want to talk a little bit about your postpartum depression?
Yeah, I think just everything on top, being a single mother, being an athlete, being so lonely, just because when I was 18, I had her and I lost all my friends, and so I had to gain new friends, and just being lonely was super hard, especially that first year, and everyone just tells you like to reach out for help, but who do you reach out to if you feel like you've lost everybody? So it's really, that was really tough for me. It was definitely a huge reality check, but it was a really great one, and I'll always be thankful for her.
Being that mental illness is such a hard topic to talk about, how do you feel this video will encourage people to come forward and speak their stories?
I always wanted somebody to just listen to me, and to know that they were there. So I hope that I can be that person that you can come to, you can run to, and you can be able to share your stories with me, because even one person sharing their story is going to make a difference in somebody's life. And the stigma is so common, and it's unfortunate, because a lot of that has to do with the lack of resources we have. So if I can be that person that can walk with you, I will be, so that you can walk with somebody else.
Did you want to talk a little bit about the stigma around taking medication?
Yeah, taking medication is something that I always struggled with. I would get prescribed antidepressants, and then I'd go off of them thinking that I was okay, and then I'd have like a relapse, and then I have to go back on them. And I do that all the time growing up, just because young and dumb, honestly. And so I eventually just realized that I needed to take my medication to be human, because that's what balances my body and balances my emotions. So it's really important to take your medication. I know there's a huge stigma around taking medication, but you need to do it, and you need to do it for everybody and yourself.
What were instances that you had that helped save your mental health?
Definitely my daughter is a huge one. If it wasn't for her, I honestly don't think I would still be here. The other big one is powerlifting. I started powerlifting when I was 14, and that was that was huge for me, just because when no one else was there to listen, I could always go to the gym and I could take my anger out on the bar, and I could, that was my thing that never let me down, and it was my healthy addiction, I guess. Yeah, so that was a huge one. It also took me a lot of great places, and I met a lot of great people over the years. I've done a lot of cool things, and I've looked at a lot of body weight and weight that I didn't think that I ever had. And so it's really cool to see what your body can do mentally and physically. Your youth should be spent having fun and living on the edge. More and more we see youth showing signs and symptoms of mental illnesses. More and more youth are dying by suicide. These youth are our future and the people we need here. The voices of these youth need to be heard. So what are you waiting for? Use your voice with me and help be the change you are capable of.
Thank you, Mikayla, and Patterson Production did a really good job of that. So I'm going to stop that share and come back here. So that's a powerful story. And as I said before, stories are powerful. And hearing somebody else talk about what's happened to them and how they've used their difficult times to help them change is really, really valuable. So I hope you get something out of that. And you know what she said is that it's really important to talk to somebody. If you're struggling, if you're not feeling safe, if you are questioning whether you should get some help or not, please check it out. It's important stuff. And what she did say about medication is really interesting. I hear lots and lots of people saying, "Oh, I don't want to take meds. I don't want to do that." But you know, if we've got high blood pressure or we've got a, a broken arm, we will get the appropriate help for that. And there's nothing the matter with getting some medicated assistance to help you with a mental health problem. And what's also interesting is I've also heard lots and lots of people say, "Well, I don't want to take medication, but they'll drink too much, or they will smoke too much weed, or take something else." And somehow or another, they rationalize that that's okay. And as I've said many, many times, that stuff makes us feel good in the moment, or at least makes us stop feeling in the moment, but it always makes whatever's going on worse. So hope you enjoyed Mikayla's story, and thank you, Mikayla, and we will see you guys again. Thank you. Have a good day.